Welcome everybody to our 10-minute quick fix class. This is a weekly session on Sundays, and today we're focusing on hips. Okay, so we're going to start just in a seated position. You may want to use a couple of yoga blocks. If you do not have yoga blocks, you can press pause, go find yourself two fairly solid and sturdy structures such as books, maybe some type of a solid box. But also you don't need to use these at all. So they're just an assistance. For those of you less familiar with yoga, we always think of the blocks as just extension of our arms. So it just gives us a little more length. And a lot of times when we're dealing with hips, we sort of have this inability to maybe touch the floor or draw our bodies forward because of the tightness that is happening. So blocks might be handy, okay? Just bring yourself into a comfortable seated position here, either cross legs or one ankle in front of the other. And we're gonna start by just spinning or stirring the body around the pelvis. I talk about the pelvic bowl. It includes pubic bone, tailbone, sit bones, hips. Think of the torso separate from the lower body, and it's literally like we're stirring the bowl just a few times one way and then a few times another way. This is less about a stretch and more about one of those fabulous ways that we can promote some circulation, get some lubrication into some tight spots. Good job. Okay, making our way to hands and knees. Table pose. So wrists are directly underneath of the shoulders. Spread your hands nice and wide. For right now, we're going to curl the toes under. Okay, just walk them under as best you can. And then we're just going to sink the hips back towards the heels. Keep your palms nice and stable. Bring yourself forward. See if you can match this movement with your breath. Exhale as we send the hips back. Inhale as we come forward. As you send your hips back, see if you can relax the sit bones. Let your pelvis open. One more time. Good. Come all the way forward. Tops of the feet to the floor. Widen your knees as much as you need to here. And then sit back towards the heels. So we're coming into a variation of child's pose. Generally pretty comfortable for most people. Just allow your body to melt down towards the floor. We're just going to spend a couple of breaths here. People that are really tight and unable to sort of keep the hips low unable to bring the head down and keep the hips low at the same time, may want to put something underneath your forehead. Just try to breathe into the backside of your body. And just spend one more breath. Good job. And then come back forward to table. We're going to start with the right foot, lifting the right knee up, flat foot towards the ceiling. So I like to imagine like I'm holding a plate on the bottom of my foot, and then we're just going to draw some circles with the knee, opening the hip towards the side. A couple times one way, a couple times the other. Again, lubrication. Motion is lotion. That's what my friend Lindsay says. Good. Come back down. Other side. So left foot up. Okay. Open towards the left and just start to draw some circles. Switching directions after a couple. Great job. Both knees down. Just walk your hands in towards the knees here. Come up nice and tall. We're going to step the left foot forward. Okay? Left foot forward, directly sort of in front of yourself and come to a 90-90. So I'm gonna curl my back toes under here for a second, right toes curled under. Hands just holding on the pelvis, and we sort of naturally come into this anterior tilt, so the hip bones are forward, the tailbone is back. I want you to simply tuck the tailbone, try to stack your body nice and tall. Breathe here. This is very tight through the hip flexors. For a lot of people, you'll feel a tug, quite a tug through the thigh. Breathe through it. One more breath. Good job. Fingertips down to the ground, or this is where you might want to start to use your blocks. So I'm going to release the right foot, okay? We're going to come through sort of some cat-cows, if you think of it that way, but from this split stance, okay? My front ankle is directly underneath of the knee. I hope you can see that. What you don't want is to be here with the knee shooting way forward, okay? So we're going to just touch the blocks, walk your eyes forward and up the wall, and as you do so, just sink the hips forward. Good job. Belly to spine. Pull yourself back into a half split. We're going to lengthen this left leg and sink the hips back. Okay? Inhale forward. So see if you can match this movement with your breath. The idea is that this left heel will stay pretty stationary. Okay, come back and forward a few times. Good. Just bring yourself back to center. We'll take both hands just down to the floor. Bring yourself back here nice and easy. Again, come up to a tall kneeling position, kneel stand, and we'll swing right foot forward. Starting off with this 90-90 position, curl the left toes under, okay? Let's wake up the hip flexors. So remember, just touch the hip bones. You can feel that the pelvis is tilted forward. Tuck the tailbone, stack your body up nice and tall over this left knee. Breathe here. One more breath. You're doing great. Good job. Okay. Coming forward. Release that left foot to the mat. Get yourself set up here. Right ankle directly underneath the right knee. And we'll just start to sink the hips forward. Walk the eyes up the wall. Maybe up to the ceiling. Depends on your range of motion. Bring yourself back, half split. Lengthen this right leg out. Flex the right foot as you do so. Repeat. Inhale. Forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Good job, my friends. Come back to this 90-90. If you have blocks, we're going to get them out of the way. Take both hands down to the inside of the right foot and then just inch your foot wide. I'm going to take mine right to the edge of my mat. I'm 5'6" for reference. You probably want to go about the same distance as me. Both hands to the center. Right toe is going to turn out about 45-degree angle and then lift the back knee. Let's step forward, matching left foot to what we're doing with the right and lowering ourselves into Malasana or our yogi squat. Okay, elbows to the inside of the knees, gaze forward. If bringing the palms together is difficult, try 10 to the fingers. So all 10 fingers are going to match up. Just breathe. See if you can engage the pelvic floor. See if you can lift up and away. So that's what's going to do that. About an inch, we're lifting the bum. One more breath. Good job. Let's slowly just let ourselves roll to our back. You can get down here a different way if you need to. And just hug the knees in towards your chest. Lots of times when we lay down, this is a great example. If you're somebody who has long hair like myself, you may want to take your ponytail out so you can lay nice and flat. Let's keep the left knee in, extend the right. Little squeeze. And switch sides. Good. Both knees in towards the chest. Try to focus not where your hands are touching your knees, but rather where the sacrum is on the floor, so that bony structure of the low back, the very last section of the spine. Good. Planting both feet. We are going to cross right ankle over the left thigh. Try to open it up. Now, if you're really tight, you can stay here. So keeping the pelvis or adjusting the pelvis so that it's flat. You may want to take left hand onto the hip and encourage the right knee open. Maybe stay here. For the rest of us, we're going to thread the needle. So reaching through, interlacing fingers, giving ourselves a little hug. Good. Release. Other side. Left ankle over right knee. You may want to stay flat here. Work on opening up the hip and the knee. Otherwise, threading the needle here again. Good job. Deep breaths, guys. Almost done. This is a quick one. Good way just to target some tightness through the hips. Good. Let your foot find the floor. All right, hug the knees in. You can start to build a little fire by rocking forward and back until we ultimately make our way onto our bums. And then just setting ourselves up here with our feet flat. Okay, so I like to bring my feet about hip distance apart and then possibly widen them from there. You don't want to go so far that you can't have flat feet though, okay? So our last little section here, just fingertips behind you. Try to not lose the integrity of the spine, so stay lifted through the chest. We're going to let both knees fall over to the right. And then up and over to the left. And in these first couple slow windshield wipers, you can allow that outside hip to lift. Good. Plant your feet. So this time I'm going to let my right knee fall open, and I'm only going to let my left knee come in until I start to feel my hip peel away from the floor. And I'm just going to hang out here. So allowing that hip to roll inwards in the socket. You can fidget or bounce like me if you would like to. Keep both sit bones connected with the floor. Good. Come up to the center. Other way. So you can let that right leg open, or sorry, left leg open. Right leg come in only until you start to peel up and away. Keep both sit bones on the floor. See where your range of motion is here. As you can see, mine's not exceptional. You will find there are plenty of things throughout the month that you are better than me at. Good. Come back to the center. Great job, guys. Crossing our legs, sitting tall, always closing every session, just finding that lift and length through the body, hands to the center of our chest. Thank you for joining me. Awesome job, as always. Closing our class, thumbs to forehead, kind thoughts, to mouth, kind words, and to chest, kind hearts. Namaste, my friends.